You know, when I started to think about recording this video, I thought I'd do all this cool B-roll for it. I planned to shoot all these different angles and so you could see a visual representation of what I was going to talk about. And then I just realized, who cares? I mean, I'm just not that guy. I'm just going to sit here and talk about stuff instead of showing you videos of myself talking about things. So if you don't like videos without B-roll, sorry about that, but that's who I am. Hello, my friends. It's been a while. This is Daniel Midson-Short, and I am back to share some thoughts as we move towards the end of 2020. It has certainly been an interesting year for me. I'm sure it's been like that for you as well. I hope that all your family has got through this safely, and for those of you who have lost people, I'm very sorry for your loss. I know it's been a very difficult time for many people as well. I kind of hesitated to make this video because, to be honest, so many people have shared their opinion about 2020 and what they think, it means for our world and that kind of thing. And I was kind of thinking, I don't want to be another one of those people just throwing out my opinion. But as the year's come to a close, I've kind of been through a range of emotions and experiences, and I wanted to share some of those with you. Hopefully it's valuable for you. So the theme of this video is around the question, has 2020 been a complete waste of time? Because for me, most of the year, I kind of felt that way. For probably the same as you, I started off this year, the new decade, 2020, all pumped, all excited. I was ready to set all these new goals and, go forward in the new decade. And then around March, as everything started to change, I was starting to think, okay, well, all right, maybe I'll adjust my goals. Maybe I'll start to work on projects at home, because I'm in lockdown. I'll improve my skills. I'll read a lot. I'll do home workouts. But the truth is, within probably 2 weeks of the lockdown starting, that all went away. I just kind of forgot about my goals for the year. I got lazy. Instead of working out, I started getting fatter. Instead of reading a bunch of books and working on content for my blog or my business, what did I do? I started watching too many Netflix shows and playing video games and just slacking off, basically. And honestly, by the middle of the year, that was kind of my life. I was getting lazy. I was getting a little bit depressed because I was isolated, and I felt like there was this kind of negative inertia starting to happen in my life. I was drifting backwards, and I wasn't really motivated to do anything about it. And through most of the summer, all I did was kind of hang out, talk to people virtually, drink a lot, and kind of, waste time. I started to think, is 2020 just a write-off? Is it just a waste of time for all of us? And should we just look forward to 2021 and kind of say, all right, well, that's a mulligan. It sucks, but let's start again in 2021. And in some respects, I would say yes. It's kind of not our fault. Sometimes in life, things come along and there's a tragedy or there's a surprise or something comes into your life where you weren't expecting it. And for me, there's certainly been no tragedy. I want to say that very clearly. And I'm very grateful for the fact my friends and family and everyone I know is safe. But I do think there's been a shock and a surprise that's come over all of us that we weren't ready for this. We weren't really taking it seriously probably for the first couple of months. And now we're realizing, okay, this is kind of life for a while. And who knows how long it will be like this. So there has been a shift and there has been a shock for a lot of us. And coming to terms with that, we all do it kind of differently. And I think if you're like me, if you're kind of an actualizer and a goal setter, you probably started out the year the exact same. You were like, I'm going to use this time. I'm going to be productive. I'm going to, come out of this lockdown better than I went into it. And maybe you did. I hope you did. All power to you. Or maybe you're like me and you kind of got lazy and slacked off and started drifting backwards in your life. And either way, it's okay. I think that's what we've got to come to terms with. That this year has been very weird for all of us. We've been adjusting. We've been kind of acclimating to the new rules and the new way that life has to be lived. And we have to kind of give ourselves a little bit of slack. We have to say, hey, it's okay that we haven't achieved all these amazing goals that we set for ourselves. So that's the first thing is kind of, accepting that 2020 has been a bit of a write-off in terms of achievement, and maybe our ambitions aren't as far along as we would have hoped for the first year of a new decade. And that's fine. At least we're safe. At least we're, in this together, as everyone likes to say, and we'll come through it together as well. But the other big realization that's come to me in the last couple of months is realizing what I had, the life and the quality of life that I led before the lockdown. I didn't realize how valuable it was and how much I appreciated it. Well, I didn't appreciate it, is what I should say. And there's an old cliche that you have in relationships, when you break up with someone, you say you don't know what you've got until it's gone. Well, I think in terms of our lives, that's kind of what happened in 2020. We didn't realize what we had in terms of just being able to go out and socialize and do all these amazing things in our lives And now we don't have that opportunity to do those things as much. So we miss them, but it also shows how much you value them. And when they do finally come back, I think that's going to make a big difference to our world and to our happiness levels as people. You know, for me personally, as many of you know who follow me, I'm a professional speaker, and the one thing that I love to do is get up in front of live audiences and share ideas and connect with people, you know, and after the event, people will come up and talk to you and share what they think. I love that, but I haven't been able to do hardly any of that this year. I snuck in 2 speeches in January, 1 in February, and then the lockdown hit. And you might have things in your life too. Maybe you like going to the beach, or you like going to the gym, or, you know, whatever it is. You have all these kind of social events that you miss doing. You don't realize what you've got until they're gone. And I think that's where we're at as you know, a world, is that we didn't realize what we had, and now we do. So that's going to be something that I'm going to have perspective about, especially moving into 2021, with the hope that the world starts to go back to or find a new way through this time. And hopefully we'll be able to, you know, evolve and grow from this time and realize the value of what we had, just the simple things like being able to connect in groups and being able to collaborate more and, you know, things like that. I wanted to share my perspective for myself because I think I need to rewatch this video and realize the things that have changed for me. You know, number one, it's okay to slack off sometimes. Sometimes life kind of kicks you in the guts and you don't realize that it's coming, and so you got to kind of adapt and you got to go through the wave. Sometimes you're not as motivated as you thought. And then the second thing is realize what you've got, realize what you had, and when this time passes, actually go out and proactively do things in your life that make you happy, because the things that you valued will come back. So my friends, has 2020 been a waste of time? Yes and no. And I think we have to take that perspective, that there are things we've lost and maybe we haven't done what we wanted, but there's also a lot that we've gained in terms of perspective and realizing what it is that we value and where we're going. So I hope this video helps you. If you found it valuable, please leave a comment, share what you've gone through this year. I'm very curious to hear that. And if you think it would help someone, please share it with them as well, because that's what I would like to do the most with my perspective, is being able to help others who are going through the same type of thing. All right, my friends, I hope you have a good day. Thank you for watching. And as always, thank you for improving yourself.